Hello. So a few years back, I shared a video about how to turn your favorite scarf into a vest, and it got millions of views. And it was kind of shocking, to be honest. I didn't realize people love scarves so much. So it kind of inspired me to come back and do a little something new with a scarf that I just got at Walmart. So I wanted to share this. This leopard scarf is from Time and True, which is Walmart's in-house brand, and I've preached about Walmart for years. I love their clothes and accessories and jewelry. I just think they've come such a long way. And every time I go there, I find stuff that's extremely on trend, but also affordable, which in this day and age is super important. So this scarf I love because it's square, which is really critical to like making all the right styles, but also it comes in a variety of other patterns if leopard's not your thing, but I think leopard is surprisingly very neutral. It's great for this time of year, fall. And as someone who lives in Florida, it doesn't get super hot here, so I'm not gonna be wearing a wool scarf or anything, but this is like a very nice lightweight material. It's almost kind of sheer. And so it's definitely not something that's going to make you too hot. So anyway, also wanted to mention it's under $6. I'm going to link to it as well if you're interested in purchasing, but highly recommend this scarf. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you a few cool ways to style this scarf that aren't your typical just like wrap it around your shoulder and go. All right, let's get started. Okay, so the first way we're going to do is folding the scarf in half to make a triangle, so it looks like this. Okay, got it. And then we're just going to wrap it around your neck like this. It's that easy. You can leave these like ends right here, or you could tuck them under if you don't like the look of them, but like literally, how easy is that? All right, so for the next one, same thing. We're gonna fold it in half to make a triangle. All right, and then we're going to put it around our neck. Then we're gonna start twisting the ends around each other, starting at the neck, until you're pretty close to the bottom. Then you're going to wrap it into a bun. My ladies or guys with long hair know what I'm talking about here. You're gonna wrap it into a bun, and then you're gonna find a place inside the bun to tuck that end and hide it. Okay? And then you can, pull it to the side like that. You can wear it in front if you like. This is kind of a fun look if you're wearing maybe like something high neck like this or a turtleneck, but definitely takes the place of like a necklace. Use a scarf instead, right? Okay, so the next way we're gonna do, again, fold the scarf in half like a triangle. This is why a square scarf is so versatile, because you can do all these different styles. You couldn't do this with a rectangular scarf. It just wouldn't be the right proportions. So you're gonna wrap the scarf around your shoulders and then bring it to the front so it doesn't get caught around the sides of your shoulders, because then it's gonna be annoying. And then just tie it at the ends. You can play with it to see like what level you want the tie at, but then you can spread it over your shoulders. You can leave it like that. And it's just a really easy way to take like an otherwise basic shirt like this and dress it up a little bit if you have a fun printed scarf. So for this next style, it's gonna be a play on the men's tie and how you tie that. And so one tip for square scarves, as you can see, when you fold it in half in the shape of a triangle, you're gonna get the max length out of it, versus if you were to fold it just in half so you make a rectangle. See how much shorter that is? So one tip, if you want length, just make sure you fold it like a triangle in half. All right, so what we need to do is just twist this around so we get the maximum length out of it and we make it super skinny. Then we're just gonna put it around our necks. And shout out to my dad for teaching me how to tie a tie when I was in my Avril Lavigne era. So similar to how you tie a man's tie, you're going to make sure one end is hanging significantly longer than the other. And then we're gonna bring the long end over the short end. Then you're gonna wrap that long end under the short end. So it's just basically like wrapping it around and then bringing it over in the front. And then you wanna take that long end, pull it up through, and then that loop that you created with it when it was wrapping around the short end, you're just gonna pull it right through. Okay, and it doesn't matter if it's a little bit sloppy. Like, it's meant to look a little bit like undone, especially with a scarf, and that makes it cool. So you can adjust it up and down if you want, but it's kind of cool, see? It's like kind of a take on the scarf without being super literal. And you can see it kind of takes the place of a necklace. Fun, right? All right, so for this next one, we're going to again fold the scarf in half, like a triangle. And we're going to wrap it a few times, but not super tight. Then we're going to pull it around our neck, just like that. All right, and you're gonna wanna pull the ends so that one is significantly shorter than the other. All right, and then on the shorter end, we're gonna make a loose knot, not too tight. You wanna leave like a few inches hanging. All right, then you're gonna take the other end and just make sure that it's not super rolled up. That's important. Then you're gonna take that corner, you're gonna slip it through that loose knot that you created. All right. And then just gonna shake it out, make sure that it's sort of drapey. And then you can see, you can pull this kind of like to the level you want, and then use the other end to tighten it up. So you end up with these two little tails, and then what you can do is sort of fluff this up and make it look like a bit drapey, but in effect, you have a nice little kind of unexpected side scarf here. So again, for this next one, triangle, roll it up, twist it around so that you get maximum length. Then you're gonna put it behind your neck. But let's this time try to wrap it twice. Okay, so you end up like with something like that. And then you're going to pull it over to the side and tie it, not too tight, don't choke yourself. You're gonna tie it twice and you'll end up with these cute little tails on the end, and then you can kind of fluff it up and make it look as full or not as you like. Okay, so now we're just gonna get into a couple that you can tie in your hair if you're into that. This one is super cool. I'm not really sure I can pull it off, but I know some of you can. So what you're gonna wanna do is first, I would say, just make sure your hair is kind of brushed backwards out of your face. You don't necessarily need to put it up. But it might actually help if you just kind of clip it back for a second so that you can reach under your hair. So I'm just gonna quickly kind of clip it back like that. Take your scarf, again, fold it in our favorite triangle shape. And then what you're gonna do is flip it back so that the long edge is towards the front of your head, and then position it wherever you feel. and then take these two ends and wrap it underneath your ponytail or however you have your hair up. And then you can wrap. What I love about this scarf is, like, look how long the ends are. You're not going to run out of room, even if your head's on the bigger side like mine. So I would knot it, and then you can let your hair down, and then just like position it on your head. But this is a great way to like wear a scarf, you know, if you're gonna be in a convertible, if you're gonna have like a beach moment and you just wanna keep your hair out of your face and from blowing around. But super cute, super demure. Another way that you can wear your scarf in your hair is sort of like a headband. And so I'm gonna show you really quick. I would suggest just putting your hair up in a clip or a bun. Like, you could actually like wear this, you know, with your hair up or down, but I have my hair down. So regardless, just have your hair up when you're putting this in. So you're gonna take your scarf. Let's go back to our triangle and let's twist it around for maximum length. Then what you wanna do is put it, make sure it's twisted up so you don't like have any corners peeking out. Put it behind your head and tie it around the front, but only once, okay? So tie it once, and then with these ends, come back down to the back of your head and tie it again. And you should have enough to make a simple knot, which is all you need. And look, you can leave your hair up in whatever bun you've made, or you can take it down like me, and voila, you have a freaking headband. Like, how cool is that? So just some different ways to think about wearing a scarf, right? That's not just around your neck. So I hope this was helpful. I just wanted to show a few more ways that you can style a scarf beyond just the vest that I'd posted before. And I think scarves are just an accessory that doesn't get enough love nowadays, but they're incredibly versatile. There's a ton of ways you can wear them, and honestly, you can invent your own new style if you want. Just have fun with it. And I also think this is a great deal. So if you've been looking to try a scarf or, you know, experiment with it in your daily style, like, highly suggest check out Walmart. Not sponsored at all. I just love a good deal. So good luck, and thanks for watching.